Avengers Doomsday approaches, and if you want to know more about the iconic supervillain this movie event is named for, we've got a primer to get you more than ready for the big day. We don't know what kind of relationship Dr. Doom and Reed Richards will have in Avengers Doomsday. It kind of feels like they just met, but maybe they'll fill in the backstory. In the comics at least, Reed Richards is the reason Doom is the way he is. As a teenager, Victor got a scholarship to New York State University, and it's there that he met Reed. The two quickly recognized each other's intellect and became frenemies. They debated highly advanced theories deep into the night, and Reed occasionally pulled pranks on Doom. As Reed worked on designs for a spaceship, Victor toiled away at a device that could send someone's astral form to other dimensions. One afternoon, Reed got a look at Victor's notes for his project and noticed some faulty calculations, so he warned his rival about it.
Hey Vic, I've been going over some of your notes and I'm afraid you're a couple of decimal points off on some of your figures.
Out! I have no time for you.
Rather than fix it, Victor simply plowed ahead, and his device exploded in his face, literally. Unable to recognize his own mistake, Doom has blamed and despised that accursed Richards ever since, and there's clearly some jealousy of Reed's intellect at play too. Victor Von Doom has been going by Dr. Doom since 1962, but he never earned a doctorate. He's not even a college graduate. Just goes to show that if you call yourself something enough times, it sticks. After his invention exploded, Victor was immediately expelled from State University. Rather than trying to enroll in some other higher education institution, Doom took a gap year, so to speak. Specifically, Doom went to Tibet to learn forbidden secrets of black magic and sorcery. He's taken in by an order of monks who begin to think of Doom as their leader. They're the ones who fit Doom with his trademark metal suit and mask. It's only after Doom puts on the mask that he simply proclaims his new title.
Here he became Dr. Doom.
He sure doesn't have a piece of paper from a university that makes him a doctor. Unfortunately, he has not specified what he's a doctor of though. We'd have to guess he believes it to be every possible subject. Why not? Doom may not really be a doctor, but he is a king. Or at least he's a ruler of his home nation of Latveria. But he wasn't born into it, he had to take power. The 2006 series, Books of Doom, really digs into how he did it. After his excursion to Tibet, Doom set his sights back on Latveria, seeking revenge on the Baron who ruled over the country. Since Victor's childhood, the Baron's forces had tormented the traveling band of Romani people that included his mother Cynthia. One of the Baron's soldiers killed Cynthia while she tried to protect her people. Victor's father also died as an indirect result of the Baron's machinations, freezing to death after failing to heal the Baron's wife of her cancer.
I swore that day that not only the Baron but all mankind would pay.
The adult Doom returns to Latveria to find that the Baron has upgraded himself to king. Doom recruits a massive army of citizens to foment a rebellion. He eventually gets the Latverian army on his side too, but he personally kills the king with his metal hands. Soon enough, Doom is crowned king himself, and he's held his position of power pretty much ever since. Doom's hatred of Reed Richards is undoubtedly his key motivator in most regards, but something else has long driven him too. He wants to save his mother's soul. That machine he was trying to build at State University is eventually revealed that Doom wanted to use it to free Cynthia's spirit from hell. See, Cynthia made a deal with Mephisto, Marvel's version of the devil, to protect her people from the Baron's attack on them. After she was killed by a soldier, Mephisto claimed her soul. So in the midst of seizing power and seeking revenge on Richards, Doom also tried multiple ways to save her. He eventually does get her soul out of hell, working alongside Doctor Strange to redeem her. Sadly for him though, Victor has to deploy a deception that makes her mad enough to renounce him as her son. There's a story from just after Secret Wars 2015, where Doom briefly becomes Iron Man during a period when Tony Stark is in a coma. And no, he still doesn't look like Tony. But there is a through line in which Cynthia appears to finally feel proud of Victor for taking on a noble cause. But that Cynthia turns out to be a fake created by Mephisto to torment poor Victor. Doom finally succeeds in his long quest for world domination in the 1987 graphic novel Emperor Doom. How does he do it? Doom captures the Purple Man and places him in a room-sized machine that amplifies his mind control powers. Doom uses those powers to convince all the world's leaders to hand over control of their governments to him, making him ruler of Earth. As Emperor, Doom genuinely fixes some stuff, like world hunger and apartheid in South Africa. Ultimately though, Doom gets bored by presiding over a peaceful world. He winds up letting the Avengers attack his compound, where Namor destroys his mind control machine and ends his rule. In 2002's Doom the Emperor Returns, Doom tricks young Franklin Richards into letting him use his reality-altering powers to create Planet Doom, over which Victor rules. But Franklin eventually puts a stop to it. Most recently, Doom uses the Sorcerer Supreme powers he took from Doctor Strange to once again get all the world's leaders to hand over their countries to him in one world under Doom. He seems to have a pretty airtight plan to keep power this time, but it's one of his major weaknesses, which we'll discuss a little later, that brings him down this time. The reason Doom wears his metal mask is that the explosion that got him expelled from State University damaged his face. But depending on which story you read, the amount of scarring he has can vary pretty wildly. One version of Doom's origin, and apparently the one Doom's co-creator Jack Kirby preferred, goes for a little bit of irony. The idea is that Victor only got a small scar on his cheek during the accident, yet he was so vain and full of himself that he believed he had to be hideously disfigured. Other takes explicitly state that Doom's face is scarred beyond all recognition, past the point of medical science being able to help him. Both the graphic novel Doctor Strange and Doctor Doom Triumph and Torment and John Byrne's Fantastic Four run attempt to marry the two ideas. They present a version of the origin where Doom is only lightly scarred from the explosion, but then damages his face far more by putting on the metal mask while it's still hot from being forged. Doom's face has been fixed, usually by magical means, a few times. In Marvel superheroes' Secret Wars, it's restored with the Beyonder's powers. It's also de-scarred in infamous Iron Man, but it always gets messed up again. Sometimes it's really bad, like at the very end of Books of Doom. We'll have to wait and see just how scarred Robert Downey Jr.'s Doom turns out to be.
Till we meet again on Doomsday.
This is definitely worth knowing about Doom. He can travel through time, and he's been able to since his very first appearance. All the way back in 1962's Fantastic Four issue 5, Doom has what he calls his time platform. He uses it to send Mr. Fantastic, the Human Torch, and the Thing back to pirate times, leading to Ben Grimm becoming the actual factual Blackbeard. Curiously, Doom has never used his time platform to go back and prevent the accident that scarred his face, nor the death of his mother, though he did once go back to World War II in hopes of finding a means of contacting her in Hell. He also used it in an unsuccessful effort to prevent the creation of Onslaught, a villain combined from the psyches of Professor X and Magneto. Doom has likewise used his time platform to go back to the Arthurian era quite a few times. He's not only learned quite a bit about magic from the sorceress Morgan Le Fay, he has also sparked up a few romantic trysts with her. He also fought Iron Man in the setting a couple times.
But this isn't over. I agree.
Speaking of learning magic from Morgan Le Fay, Doom has long been an accomplished sorcerer himself, even going back to his childhood. After the deaths of both his parents, Victor studied both science and magic, hoping to get revenge on the Baron. In particular, he found books his mother had owned that taught him spells. As Victor got older, his focus began to veer more towards science, but he never totally stopped dabbling in magic. He has an abiding interest in Doctor Strange, and even considered becoming the Sorcerer Supreme student at one point. His participation in a sorcery contest alongside Strange is what leads to their team-up to save Cynthia's soul from hell. In the landmark Unthinkable story by Mark Waid and Mike Wieringo, Doom decides to fully embrace magic again as a new approach to getting revenge on Reed. Following in his mother's footsteps to a degree, Doom makes a pact with a group of nether demons to increase his magical powers immensely. To lock in the deal, he has to sacrifice his childhood sweetheart, Valeria. Doom uses his newfound powers to send Franklin Richards to hell. Doom uses the kidnapped Franklin as a bargaining chip to force Reed to surrender himself. In the end, Reed has to learn a little bit of magic himself to win, finally getting the best of Doom by goading him, claiming he had to rely on the nether demons to succeed. Doom says he's indebted to no one, and the demons respond. MCU fans know about Franklin Richards, but they may not be aware that in the comics, Reed and Sue have another child, Valeria. If you're wondering why they named their daughter after Victor Von Doom's old girlfriend, well, they didn't. Doom's the one that names her. Valeria has a complicated and tragic backstory. She was initially miscarried back in Fantastic Four issue 267. She had been conceived in the negative zone and was emitting deadly radiation. But then, years later, a teenage version of Valeria suddenly appeared, having been raised in an alternate universe by Sue and a heroic version of Doom. When Reed has to use an ultimate nullifier to defeat a cosmic threat called Abraxas, Valeria suddenly reverts to, once again, being a baby in Sue's womb. Complications ensue during birth once again, and Doom steps in and ensures Valeria is born healthy this time. In exchange for his help, Doom insists on not only naming her, but also being her godfather. Doom has a pronounced soft spot for young Valeria. Case in point, when she accidentally dies in an attack near the end of One World Under Doom, he throws everything away, including his own life, to bring her back. Even if you don't really know anything at all about Victor Von Doom, you probably know he's a bad guy. The name kinda gives it away, no?
Dr. Doom!
Is this a bad time?
But something that separates Dr. Doom from other villains is that he doesn't always go for the plan that'll do immediate harm. Sometimes he joins a hero's side to help, at least for a while. Take for example the original Marvel superheroes Secret Wars from 1984. Doom, along with a whole bunch of other supervillains and superheroes, gets abducted by the Beyonder to face off on his arena planet, Battleworld. It's Doom who ultimately defeats the Beyonder upon realizing that he's the true enemy rather than the heroes who's been brought there to fight. Besting the Beyonder gives Doom godlike power, which is what he wanted all along. He insists to the heroes that he has no plans to conquer the universe, but they fight anyway. Eventually, the power simply becomes too much for Doom to handle, and the Beyonder takes it back. The lead-up to the Secret Wars series from 2015 follows a similar arc. Doom defeats the all-powerful group of Beyonders in an attempt to save the multiverse, but in the process takes their powers and creates his own battle world, where he's God Emperor. One more very recent instance came in the Blood Hunt event. Doom helps Doctor Strange stop a vampire invasion, but insists he temporarily needs Strange's power as Sorcerer Supreme to fix things. Doom, of course, keeps the power for himself and takes over the world.